After using water jugs and plastic bottles, we usually just throw them away, but don't put them in the trash just yet. With a little creativity and a few simple tools, these old plastic jugs and bottles that seem useless can be turned into something really practical for your home. Today, I'm going to reuse an old 5-liter water jug and turn it into a simple, sturdy, and super useful water scoop. And it's really easy to make. All you need is an old water jug, a wooden stick, and a piece of rope, and you're ready to get started. Bags of rice or cereal grains stacked on top of each other in the cabinet can easily fall over whenever you open the door. They're also pretty inconvenient to take out and can easily spill everywhere. First, grab a 5-liter plastic jug. Use a knife or scissors to cut off the top of the jug, but leave a small section at the back to act as a hinge so the lid can easily open and close. Next, take a 500 milliliters plastic bottle and cut off the top at an angle to make a small scoop, which makes it easier to scoop and pour the rice or grains. Once the container and scoop are ready, fill each 5-liter jug with rice or your favorite grains. Use one jug for each type of grain so everything stays organized and easy to find. Finally, place one homemade scoop inside each jug, close the lid, and you're done. Now, instead of dealing with stacked bags of rice and grains, I can simply open the jug, take out the scoop, and measure exactly what I need. It keeps the cabinet neat, everything easy to access, and prevents spills. After using my outdoor broom for a while, the bristles have become worn out, frayed, and messy, so it doesn't sweep as well as it used to. First, prepare 4 1.5-liter plastic bottles that are roughly the same size. Use a knife or scissors to cut off the bottom of all 4 bottles, leaving only the main body. Next, use a marker to draw vertical lines along the bottles. Following these lines, cut the bottles into many long, thin strips running from top to bottom. As you cut, try to keep the strips as even as possible. These plastic strips will become the broom bristles, so the more even they are, the better and cleaner your finished broom will look and work. Once all the bottles are cut, we can move on to the bottlenecks. For 3 bottles, cut off the neck so they can be stacked to create multiple layers of bristles. For the last bottle, keep the neck intact to form the inner layer and hold the broom head together. Now, slide the 4 cut bottle sections together, arranging the plastic strips to overlap and spread out, creating a thicker bundle of bristles. Next, grab another 1.5-liter plastic bottle. Cut off the top part of the bottle, then use it to wrap around the outside of the broom bristle bundle we just put together. This outer plastic layer helps hold all the bottle layers together and makes the broom head much sturdier. Next, prepare a few pieces of wire. To make it easier to push the wire through the plastic, you can gently heat the tip of the wire and carefully make the necessary holes in the broom head. Then, thread the wire through the plastic layers and secure it tightly. Add a few more fastening points in different areas to keep the broom bristles from shifting around during use. When working with heat and wire, be careful to avoid burns or cuts. Once the broom bristles are firmly secured, we can move on to making the connection for the handle. Take a plastic bottle cap and make a hole in the center that's just large enough for the broom handle to fit through. Then, slide the cap onto the handle and secure it firmly in place. You can reinforce it with screws or some wire to keep the cap from twisting or slipping off while sweeping. This bottle cap will act as a connector, making it easier to attach the broom bristles to the handle. Now, insert the handle with the attached cap into the center of the broom head. And that's it! My new broom is finally finished. Now, let's see how well it works. Just place the broom close to the ground and sweep gently. The plastic strips gather dirt and debris into small piles, making yard sweeping quicker and easier. I'm using 2 1.5-liter bottles and 6 500 milliliters bottles. Make sure they're all intact and tightly sealed. Next, grab a pair of old leggings or old pantyhose to use as the outer cover. Start by putting 3 500 milliliters bottles into each leg, arranging them close together to create 2 floating sections on either side. Then place the 2 1.5-liter bottles across the waistband area and secure them with rubber bands so they stay firmly in place. Finally, bring the 2 legs of the leggings together and tie a tight knot near the bottom of the bottles to hold everything securely in place. And there you have it, a simple homemade flotation device made from old plastic bottles and a pair of old leggings. So, with just a few old plastic bottles and a pair of used leggings, we can easily turn them into a simple homemade flotation device. Got an old 5-liter water jug? Don't throw it away just yet. First, use a pair of scissors or a knife to cut off the top of the jug, leaving only the bottom and the main body. Next, prepare a wooden stick that's about the same length as the diameter of the jug. Place the stick across the top of the jug, then use screws to secure it firmly on both sides. Once the wooden stick is firmly in place, take a strong piece of rope and tie it around the middle of the stick to make a handle. And that's it. With just an old water jug, a wooden stick, and a piece of rope, you've got yourself a simple and super useful water scoop. You can use it to scoop water, water your plants, or handle all kinds of other jobs around the house. Whenever I peel vegetables, the peels, stems, and leftover leaves usually end up scattered all over the kitchen counter. It's messy, unhygienic, and takes extra time to clean up. First, grab a 5-liter plastic jug, wash it thoroughly, and let it dry. Then use a marker to mark the areas you need to cut. Next, use a knife or scissors to remove the unnecessary parts of the jug, leaving a support frame with a handle at the top. This handle will allow you to hang the jug directly on the kitchen cabinet door. Once the cutting is done, simply hang the jug by its handle on the kitchen cabinet door, right next to your vegetable prep area. Now, simply take a small trash bag and place it inside the jug. Pull the top of the bag over the rim and secure it around the opening. And there you have it, a mini trash bin that hangs right on the cabinet door. Whenever you're peeling vegetables, trimming them, or removing unwanted peels and stems, simply drop the scraps straight into the bag. Everything stays in one place so you don't have to keep bending down to use the main trash bin, and your kitchen stays much cleaner and tidier. Don't throw away those 1.5-liter plastic bottles. With a little creativity, you can turn one into a handy fruit picker for reaching high up fruit. First, grab a 1.5-liter plastic bottle. Then, cut the bottom of the bottle lengthwise and divide it evenly into 5 sections. Next, make a hole in each of the 5 sections you just cut. Then, make 5 more holes near the top of the bottle, making sure each top hole lines up with one of the holes at the bottom. After that, trim the bottle opening a little to create enough space for the handle to fit. Now, we'll use 5 pieces of rope to create the opening and closing mechanism. Thread one end of each rope through a hole at the bottom of the bottle, then tie a secure knot so it won't slip out. Thread the other end through the matching hole near the top of the bottle, Repeat the same process for the other 4 pairs of holes. Once all the ropes are in place, gather them together and feed them through the water pipe that will be used as the handle. Then, attach the bottle to the end of the pipe and secure it firmly with screws. To make the connection stronger and give it a cleaner look, wrap a few layers of tape around the joint between the bottle and the handle. And that's it, our homemade fruit picker is ready. Now let's give it a try. Bring the bottle opening close to the fruit, then pull the ropes to open the flaps and guide the fruit inside. Release the ropes to close the flaps and hold the fruit securely. Then gently pull the handle down to pick the fruit without climbing the tree. Large cooking oil containers can be messy to pour into smaller bottles. So let's reuse a 500 milliliters plastic bottle to make a simple funnel with a handle. First, grab a 500 milliliters plastic bottle and remove the cap. Then gently heat the cap over a flame to soften the plastic. Next, use a wooden stick or the handle of a chopstick to push through the center of the cap, creating a pointed shape like a funnel tip. After that, use a marker to draw the cutting lines on the bottle, just like in the example. Cut away the middle section of the bottle, then cut off the bottom as well. Once you're done, the bottle will form a curved section that can hold and guide the oil, along with a handle that makes the funnel easier to hold. Next, take the round plastic ring from the bottom of the bottle and attach it near the front of the funnel. This creates extra support and makes the funnel more stable. And that's it. With just an old plastic bottle, you've got a simple funnel with a handle that's practical and easy to use. Whenever you need to transfer cooking oil from a large container into a smaller bottle, simply place the funnel tip into the bottle opening. Hold the handle firmly and slowly pour the oil through. The funnel guides the oil straight into the bottle and helps prevent spills and messes.